Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode from Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tech Johnson. I'm going to just jump right up into this quickly as possible, try to knock this out. It's something that's been definitely been bugging me for the last couple of months here. This free agency quarterback signing. Uh, do not agree with it. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm in the DMV area. Redskins football, obviously real big up here. I'm in Virginia, so it's just right down the street from Redskins Park and all that. And these mediocre, basically, you have mediocre quarterbacks getting ready to get a lot of money. Kirk Cousins, solid numbers the past 2 years. You can sit up and say great numbers or whatever. A lot of people he's passed for over 9,083 yards, 54 touchdowns, and 23 interceptions. Uh, that's compiled a 17, 14, and 1 record. They went 9-7 in 2015, 8, 7, and 1 this year. A lot of drives that you see Kirk Cousins take get down into the red zone, gets into the red zone, and what ends up happening? Interceptions are always pretty much thrown. Um, his play against the Giants, which could have got them actually in the playoffs for a second straight year, and another 9-7, and another 9-win season. Uh, basically capped off the season where it's just like interception again in the red zone. That is that is not elite quarterback status. Kirk Cousins, based upon what he did in 2015, allowed him to go into the 2016 season, and basically because of the market, they hit for him to get right at almost 20 million, 19.5 or something like that, 19.6, $19 million. Now they're not, because they don't trust him. Obviously, they're not giving him a long-term deal. Although he may be getting a long-term deal, maybe at another place. Rumor has it he might be trying to go to San Francisco because he actually feels as though that the Redskins brass is basically disrespecting him. And I can see what he's saying to an extent, but he has to really be, let's be serious. I mean, it's like he gets into that 20 yard line and it doesn't happen. We're dealing with a 17, 14, and 1 record. That's 3 games over 500. You got to do better than that. If you're 26, you're 20. If you're 26 and 6, okay, you got something to talk about, but you haven't done anything really yet. And this is what's this making me make this particular video based upon the fact that here you have a guy, here you have mediocre quarterbacks getting ready to get a lot of money. Now he's standing to make 24 million if they franchise him. If he says say has another year like he's had, he gets that, and what does he do? He's get 34.5 million because they can franchise him for a third time. Now let's go down the line of some of these mediocre quarterbacks that are getting all this, but this possibly getting ready to get a lot of some paydays. Here you got Brian Hoyer, who came in the league 2009. His career stats, I believe, is right at 8,608 yards, something like maybe 44 touchdowns and 26 or 27 interceptions, something to that effect there. Sub for Jay Cutler, he ends up getting hurt and whatnot. He was doing pretty good, but then all of a sudden now he doesn't. Now he's probably up for a big payday. You got Mike Glennon, who's actually from this area, from the Fairfax, Virginia, and came into the league third round draft choice. Comes into the league, comes into the league 2013, 2608 passing, 19 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 4-9 record, 13. I expect that second, third round pick. It's quarterback, hardest position. I get that. 14, I think he might have played 5 games, went 1-4, 1,417 yards, 10 touchdowns, 6 picks. 15 basically warmed the bench because it was Jameis Winston's team because they drafted him at 15. Then you go into fourth, then basically a little mop up duty this past year, and he's at 4,100, 30 touchdowns, 15 picks. Sounds nice, sounds good, and everything like that. But he's been in the league since 13, and that's pretty much it. He's probably set to make around $14 million a year. For what? I mean, for what? What has he actually done to warrant even that amount of money? Let's go to Ryan Fitzpatrick, typical journeyman in the NFL. Bills, then Houston, and now the Jets. journeyman quarterback. He shows some flashes here and there. I get so tired of hearing everything about this guy and this whole thing about him being a Harvard graduate. Who cares? Dude, can you mount a drive together and get your team who's maybe close and not throw interception after interception or end up taking a sack? I don't care about your Harvard graduate, how smart you are. That means nothing in the NFL. If you can't get the job done in the red zone, you're useless. And basically guys that don't do that, they're going to be second and third string journeyman. But because the quarterback position, nobody even I don't think they even take the position serious anymore, in my opinion. Used to be when you sit up there and you play quarterback, that position was always pretty much critiqued. The way I'm looking at it now, just the way they started looking at running backs. Running backs when I was coming up, that was the mainstay. You had to have your running backs. You had to have your horses. But nowadays, it's like they're getting these quarterbacks from out of nowhere. And then all of a sudden, because it's poor quarterback play in the NFL, which causes teams to go panic. Oh, this guy, he's had a good game or good season. Let's go back to 2011 season when I think Green Bay went 15-1. Aaron Rodgers sits out a game. Matt Flynn comes in, puts up ridiculous stats, throw for like 6 touchdown passes and stuff like that, 300, 400 yards, only for Matt Flynn to sit up there. Seattle wants a quarterback. So the 2012 season, what do? They give him this particular contract. And guess what? It's like a $20 million contract for 3 years or something like that. Next thing you know, Russell Wilson comes in as a rookie, beats Matt Flynn out. Flynn doesn't even touch the field. And the rest is history. We already know what Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks have done. Flynn back up. Even he's laughing at the quarterbacks and the amount of money that they're making now, which is absolutely absurd. Of mediocre quarterbacks getting elite status money. It needs to stop. Like I said, Fitzpatrick, he ends after 15 seasons. I think he threw for 3,905 yards, 31 touchdowns, 15 picks. Okay, solid season. He comes in with two guns a blazing barrel. Say, hey, stick him up. They give him 1 year, franchise him 12 million. Another free agent quarterback, Geno Smith, is actually a teammate because he took over for Geno after Geno had messed around and got hurt. Basically, the 14th season, him and another player gets in a fight. He gets his jaw broke, which leads to Fitzpatrick being able to play. Ridiculous, how that even went down because quarterbacks can't be sitting up there scrapping and all this kind of stuff. But unfortunately, that happened. And Geno Smith is a free agent as well. No leadership where the quarterback play in this league. The quarterback play is basically putrid at this particular point in time, and it's starting to show. But teams are so desperate to try to find the next Brady, the next Roethlisberger, the next Aaron Rodgers, the next Luck, the next whomever they're trying to find. But they're not getting good quality quarterbacks. So now you're looking at from Geno Smith to now you got Nick Foles, who was a rookie back in 2013, put up some nice numbers, 27, 28 touchdowns, 7 picks, only for him that he's a journeyman now. They clean house in Philly. Next thing you know, he's out of there. So, again, here you having these quarterbacks. I mean, you look at what's getting ready to go on with Kirk Cousins, which is like, again. So, for 16, he gets 19.5. Now he's going to probably get, because they're not going to long-term sign him. They're going to probably give him 24 million. And then if he has another season again, give him a third time franchise him, it'll be up to 34.5. So you're looking at somebody getting ready to possibly make from 16, 17, 18, possibility that this guy can almost rack up close to $80 million off of mediocrity. You're looking at somebody, if he signs his $24 million contract, he would have been made what 52, almost $53 million in the last 2 years. That's 20 some odd million. I'm like, your top elite quarterbacks is not even making that. And this guy's giving you a 17, 14-1 record, and he's putrid in the red zone. You don't reward mediocrity by giving them elite money. This is ridiculous, and this is something that's going on in the NFL, and this is why quarterback play is pitiful in the NFL now. I can't ever recall it being this bad, but these guys are getting rewarded like are going to possibly get rewarded, like they've done something. You got Jimmy Garoppolo. He's getting ready to be a free agent because he's, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's supposed to have been taking over Brady. Brady ain't going nowhere until he finally just ends up breaking down or quitting or retiring. Not going to happen for the next few years. Everybody wants Garoppolo. That's fine. But, like I always say, you see people to leave the New England Patriots, you never really hear much of them afterwards, especially when it comes down to the quarterback position. So we'll see what happens with Garoppolo. We all remember Matt Castle to go 11-5 and Brady missed the whole 2008 season. He goes to Kansas City, gets a nice piece of money. Where I don't even know where this guy's at now. I know he's still in the league. He's a backup because that's what he is. A lot of these guys that we're talking about are backup quarterbacks. Uh, you know, uh, Kirk Cousins is okay. I'm not taking nothing from the kid, but at the same time, I don't. I mean, if you can't shut the door, you got to shut the door when you get in the 20-yard line. You get in the red zone, you got to shut the door, man. You can't leave no money on the table. You know what I'm saying? You got to make the plays. You got to come out a winner when you go in that red zone. That's what it's all about. And it's about W's. So everybody can put up gaudy stats because the way that the league is going now, that's what you can do. You can't touch nobody. You can't knock a receiver's head off no more. In other words, when I was coming up, when the game was played, it was about intimidation. You can't intimidate anymore. You can't touch the quarterback. If you sneeze on him, it's a flag. Spread five wide out, go out there, and somebody's going to always be open. You can't touch these guys, so automatically you're going to be able to throw for a rack of yards. So you might can throw for 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and whatnot, and 20 picks, and have a 5-11 record. Well, he threw some nice yards, but it's based upon the way the game is completely changed. It's easy to do that. One year, I know Matt Stafford from the Detroit Lions. This guy threw for over 5,000 yards and 41 touchdowns. I don't even think the team went to the playoffs. So this is what we're having now. This is what's being done in the league right now, and it's really frustrating for somebody who's like, when it comes to looking at this poor quarterback play, and these guys are getting a lot of money, and it's really sad. I mean, it's like they have to do something about it. They have to start putting a cap on these things that these guys are doing. This is just ridiculous. You're getting, I mean, just say what it is. You're getting sorry ass quarterbacks at the end of the day that basically is getting ready to get a lot of money. Now, the guy might prove me wrong. That's fine. I mean, I just know what I've been seeing for the last couple of years. However, at the same time, it's like if you want, like I said, go back to the running game. Find your quarterback that's going to just hand that ball off and dink and dunk you down the field and just and stick to your running game until you develop the type of quarterback that you want. But to be giving these guys, somebody has to put a cap on this because it makes absolutely no sense for guys to be getting this amount of money. For mediocre play, and that's exactly what I'm seeing. Matter of fact, Blake Bortles from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Stats are similar to you could say basically to Cousins. This guy threw for over 8,000 yards, 58 touchdown passes over the past 2 years. Now he's still in his rookie contract, and he's been in the league 2 years less. And Bortles has nobody over that. Cousins actually has Pro Bowl receivers, Pro Bowl caliber receivers, former Pro Bowlers, or guys on the verge of becoming Pro Bowlers. The tight end, Garcon, and you had DJ. Now they might be leaving, but however, I said we'll see what happens because if them guys leave, you'll see what Cousins really is all about. So that's my little rant on these quarterbacks getting this money. I don't mind these guys getting their money, getting paid, but at the same time, come on, I mean, the money is just completely astronomical for mediocre quarterback play, and you got guys getting ready to get paid who have not really done much of anything in the NFL but be a backup or a journeyman. And your top quarterbacks, free agent quarterbacks, that's basically what they have been, you know. And they're getting ready to get this money, and the quarterback play is just pathetic in the NFL. After about you name 6 or 7 quarterbacks out of 32, you're going to start going down the quality run. You get to around the 6th or 7th one. So that's where we at now. So just saying that to say this is like they need to put a cap on the salary of these mediocre quarterbacks. Get an opportunity. Check out my YouTube page, Everything Football 62. Leave a comment. Or you go to my Twitter page Everything Football, or Untucked Men 62. Everything Football 62, and follow me, and leave some comments and stuff. We can chat, saying, talk about the different things that's coming up, because you got the draft coming up in the combine. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.